following is a presentation of the Beli-Sick Sports Media Network.
All right, welcome everyone to the Saturday brunch edition of No Credentials Required, where you don't need a press pass to talk sports. We are proudly presented by Beli-Sick Sports. My name is Ryan McCarthy. I'm one of the co-hosts. To my Dustin's not here again, but that's okay. We got some backup. I made a call to the bullpen to some good friends of mine. I'll go ahead and bring him in. I'll first introduce. He is one half of the Levack and Goz radio show. He's also team president of the Albany Firebirds, Mr. Jeff Levack. Levack, how are we doing this morning?
Yeah, I'm more like two-thirds. I think two-thirds is more accurate of Levack.
Are we going to get into Scott Steiner math here?
Yeah, and if you take my two-thirds, that leaves Goz with a third. And then because it's a Saturday, I'm actually ramped up a little bit, so I'm actually 5/8, which means I love that. that is one of my favorites of all time. Scott Steiner trying to do math and wearing a chainmail hat. It's beautiful.
Oh, it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous. And we get the other 3/8 of the Levack and Goz radio show. He's joining us from studio at the iHeart Studio in Albany, New York. Good guys.
That's why you're in trouble this Saturday at Rebellious Samoa Joe. 110 of me.
Yes.
Kurt Angle's going to be the Ryan McCarthy's in here too, and yeah.
Ryan, thank you for having us on the show. Levack and I, as you tweeted about, we're concerned about our whereabouts from last night. We are fine. We are accounted for. We are well. I guess the term we have to use is over-ordered at Hooters, not overserved. Over-ordered last night.
I don't believe that. I definitely think it was overserved. And it was one of the rare times that Goz was more fired up than I was. So
I wasn't, Ryan, I wasn't mature enough to handle the freedom. And I have to admit that you here on No Credentials Required. Mistakes were made, but I have to own it. That I'm just not the same person I was before, and I got out of hand last night, and I'm okay with it.
I mean, does having 3 sons under the age of 5 kind of change you a little bit there, guys?
I think somewhat. How do I describe this? It's like, you know how like you play poker and sometimes you don't get a hand very often, and when you get the hand, you don't know what to do with it. You want to scream out, "I have aces! I have." That's kind of what happened. That's just, I'm using poker analogies for everything in my life now. As Levack knows, I'm fiending to play. That's what happened. I got too excited. I didn't know what to do with myself, and I might have ruined it for everyone.
It's you never see when a dog gets off its chain for the first time in a while. That was Goz.
Wow. Good for you.
I'm wearing the clothes yesterday as well.
Oh, nice.
Dirtbag.
I was going to mow the lawn this morning, and then rain.
It rained. Yeah, rain. Perfect excuse to not mow. Rain.
Exactly. All right, we're going to get into it in just a minute or two, but first, got to remind people at home who are listening or watching, follow us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Just search for No Credentials Required. Also find our other podcasts and written articles at bellyupsports.com. The podcast side, you can subscribe to the podcast wherever you find podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Amazon Music, iHeart, TuneIn, and Pandora. And also, don't forget to hit that notification bell on Twitter and on YouTube. I still refuse to call it X. That way you know when we go live. That way we know we have show announcements. That way you know when we have show announcements or live videos or tape videos go up, segments from the show. Also, you can catch the replay. Oh, it's a kitty. Catch the replay on the Beli-Sick Sports YouTube channel later today. On the podcast side, again, hit the subscribe button. Follow us. Rate, review. 5-star rating will be helpful. Leave a review if you're unable to leave a review on a platform where you can. And also, leave a comment on Spotify if you're subscribed on Spotify. And because we're a live show on Saturdays at 10 a.m. Eastern and on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. Eastern. We got some comments rolling in already, and we're going to get started with our primary topic of the discussion today. Bill Belichick is a train wreck. Jordan Hudson's the engineer.
Haters. You're all haters. You're all haters. He's doing.
Listen. I'm not gonna tell you. Look, I'm a grown man. Levack's a grown man. I don't know about Goz, but man child. But I'm not gonna tell a grown man how to handle his business. I'm not gonna tell a grown man who to date, when to date, what kind of age to date. But kind of judging. I don't want to say judging, but looking at it from a 10,000-foot lens. All right, this relationship from that bizarre interview on CBS this morning, where Jordan Hudson stopped the interview when Bill Belichick was asked, "So how'd you meet?" We've been told that they met on a plane.
Here we go.
I don't know about.
There we go. Listen, they met on a plane. Like, come on. All right, so here's the deal. All right, look, we're doing a wellness check on a 72-year-old dude dating a 24-year-old chick, running his favorite college program, who is one of the most winningest and most successful coaches of all time. He's like in great shape. He's having fun, and we're all out here going, "Oh, this doesn't compute." It's crabs in a bucket, man. It's crabs in a bucket. He's pulling his way out, and we're all like, "No, we're going too." And nobody gets out of the bucket. Let the guy get out of the bucket and have some fun with his 24-year-old chippy. I'm sorry, publicist / girlfriend. You guys are just drinking the haterade.
I'm not drinking the haterade. I'm just saying, well, partly it's good for him, but also I'm a little concerned about how she's basically trying to run his professional career. Because I was listening
she's
to
publicist. Publicists shut things down. She looks like she's acting the part.
Now,
Goz thinks she's an alien or something, so I don't even know.
I was going to go to Goz next because I listened to your show yesterday, and Goz had this theory. He put his tinfoil hat on that Jordan Hudson is not 24.
Oh, not just not 24. I'm glad we led it with this today, Ryan. This is why we love No Credentials Required. This is why we love this show. Because you guys, are you familiar with the work of Lene Kiyuka? Do you guys remember Lene Kiyuka? I don't know if
she doesn't exist. She's
That's
not
exactly
real.
Right, Levack. She was made up. We have the real life version of Manti Te'o's girlfriend. I don't believe she's 24. Right. I don't believe she's 24. I don't believe they met on the plane with the book.
You don't believe she's a woman either?
That I do. That I will give her that. I'm not going to. I don't know what the situation is with her breasts. I believe those are real. I'm not going to question that. That's fine. But there are lies, and lies with this woman. And we're going to figure it out by the end of the year. And I know that because I did a beverage bet with Levack on some of these things are fake. Look, to the publicist point you brought up, I got to concede to Levack on that one. Levack has been in that role more than I have in our professional careers. There are people who have flagged questions they didn't agree to on an interview. I actually don't have much of an issue with that. And I know you heard this, like 60 Minutes leaving that in probably was unnecessary. Like they made that story bigger than it needed to be because they've been in spots before where agents, publicists, PR people shut down stuff or they made her the story. Do I think she's 24? No. Do I think they met that way? No. Do I think that there's some lies? Sure. But honestly, in the publicist role or media relations, she's actually kind of not doing a bad job. That I will give her credit on. She's doing pretty good with that role.
From what I understand, I was listening to Dave Portnoy and Megyn Kelly the other day, the clip. I guess this didn't happen just once. That was the part that stayed in. That was the one that they stayed in on CBS this morning. She did this several times.
Well, they're saying like twice. Like allegedly she stormed off once, and they left that on the cutting room floor. Here's the beauty of this, right? So Goz thinks she's not 24, but why would you not give a 24-year-old the job of publicist or date a 24-year-old in your 70s? Well, they usually are a little more emotional, a little more, gonna fly off the handle because they haven't lived as much. That's what she did. So it's not her fault, man. And listen, anybody who's been in that position where, okay, I'm gonna let you talk to my person, but here's the lines. You stay between the lines or I shut it down. And then somebody goes, hey, didn't you beat your wife, Antonio Brown? And then I have to go, no, you can't answer that question. No, stop, or whatever. That's the thing. If they went into this whole thing, and we've seen the email that Bill sent out to his people, Bill Belichick sent it out and said, hey, I know we're focusing on this. We're focusing on this. And I let you guys pick the name of the book, and I don't want to do it this way. They sat down and said, we're going to let you do this interview, but it's going to be about the book. It's going to be about Bill's career. And all of a sudden, hokey Sunday morning CBS jack off goes, so how'd you guys meet? Everybody's talking about you. How'd you guys meet? And she's like, dude, enough. And I don't blame her. And then when things didn't go the way they were supposed to go, she was probably under the impression they probably said on the way in, hey, if they go too far into the weeds, we're going to walk out. She's like, all right, it's time to walk out. Bill didn't walk with her. Probably old, probably needs hip surgery. Who knows? But that's like, she didn't do, like, again, leave them alone.
I'm gonna offer up this story real quick, Ryan. So my first internship I ever had in television. So I was a junior in college. I worked for this guy named Mike Lissette. Mike Lissette's out in Louisville now, and he told me a story that he got to interview Tiger Woods on a golf course. And they said, whatever you do, don't bring up Tiger. This is like 2011, so the Tiger baseball bat Thanksgiving thing was not too far away. So he's like, just don't ask him about that. And he goes, of course I asked him about that. He goes, I don't work for them. I work for ABC 10. I don't work for Tiger Woods' publicist. I don't work for Tiger Woods Incorporated. They can yell and scream at me all I want. I would rather they do that than my bosses who sign my paychecks. So that's the way CBS 6 looks at it. They don't care if Jordan Hudson yells and screams at him. The host is like, I can't. All right, that's a part of the gig I signed up for. My bosses will be happier if I still do these questions than what they wanted me to ask them, which is a very, Levack and I know this, and I'm sure you do, Ryan, too. Like, it is a very touchy line. They could hang up. They could derail it. It is weird waters to navigate, let's say.
Indeed. Yeah, I was catching you guys talked about the what $1 million that she has in property, and Goz is putting in air quotes. I checked out an article on page 6. Yes, I the only time I've ever been to page 6 on the New York Post website, talking about how the hard knocks for UNC got pretty much the door got slammed shut because she had a lot of outrageous demands. I read the article. There was no mention about what kind of demand she was making. Now, I don't know if she was trying to limit access to Bill Belichick. I don't know if she's trying to limit access to what their relationship is. It didn't really give us a whole lot. So if you're UNC and you're trying to, like God says, navigate these waters, try not to hit a sandbar, which has actually happened to me in Belize.
I've been to Belize, me.
3 times I've been to Belize.
What are you, Jordan Hudson? You got like $2 million in property? Jeez.
No, they were for the Lord. It's for the Lord. That's right. Anyway, so if you're UNC, if you're the athletic director at UNC Chapel Hill, is this all concerning to you right now?
I mean, you're definitely keeping an eye on it, but it's you hired Bill Belichick. You let him bring in Steve Belichick. He had the 400-page manifesto of what he wanted in order to take the job. You thought this was going to be a normal hire? You thought this was going to be just the same as every other guy you've ever hired for college football? No, it's going to be different. And North Carolina football is getting more attention. Last time I got this much attention, LT was rushing quarterbacks. So I don't think listen, if I'm them, I bring in Belichick once in a while and just go, hey man, what do you need? By the way, do me a favor, keep it between the rails. Everything will be all right. And congratulations on your 24-year-old girlfriend, you old fart.
Bubba Cunningham is the athletic director of North Carolina. I know that
says it all.
Of course, it's got to be a Bubba at North Carolina.
I know that because he was the head of the selection committee this year, and he found himself in controversy in his school, although they were selected and he wasn't in the room during the discussion, which I do believe people conveniently forget 2 other alumni or associates of North Carolina were also on the committee this year. So he found himself in controversy earlier this spring about what was going on. To the Levack's point there, I'm not concerned that he knew what Belichick was going to bring. It could have been 1,000 other things with Belichick. How and which ways he scouted, recruited. I don't think they're that concerned. The attention is on North Carolina, absolutely. So I don't feel like he's that concerned about it. But I also add in 2 quick things about Lawrence Taylor and the committee. By the way, Syracuse basketball's John Wildhack is now the committee member this year. So let's go Orange in the March Madness tournament. And speaking about Lawrence Taylor, driving over here, North Carolina alum, I heard Stern Anthology where they had LT on with Stern and Robin from the year 2000. Go back and listen to that. Gosh, that's classic. Great Stern.
Tell me you just bought a new car with a 3-month trial subscription to Sirius XM without telling me.
That's right.
I don't know if you guys caught the meme. I'll if you didn't, I'll send it to you. But somebody made a meme of UNC's new logo for the Jordan jump, because they have the Jordan brand, the Jumpman brand,
right?
For all their teams. But instead of the Jumpman of Michael Jordan, it's a little picture of Jordan Hudson in a dress on the uniform.
It's a hell of a brand. It's a hell of a brand.
Good.
I'd rather look at her, to be honest with you. No offense, and you can take that personally, Michael.
I'm sure there would be no offense. He probably said the same thing.
Yeah, I would hope so. Turn out he's a chubby chaser and he like gets into me. That'd be weird.
It's same. Yeah. I mean, a lot of this too is that people are concerned that this is not so much. She's not looking out for his well-being. She's just doing it for the brand. She's branding herself. Is that a valid concern?
In the sense of she's like Jordan Hudson post Belichick will be fine. Is that what you're asking?
That's what I mean. Yeah.
You know what? Probably. If someone's looking for a PR publicist or someone to run communications, she's a recognizable name and getting her work publicly noted. Sometimes agents don't have egos. Sometimes people who run that stuff, the ego comes from the client. Yeah, probably. I think she probably does have a career post Belichick if that's something she wants to pursue. So possibly, I would say, yeah.
I mean, I think it's mutual, right? Like he's got somebody who's doting after him, doing everything he wants to do, happens to look pretty good naked, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. And then she's getting her chance to be a publicist, get her name out, be in the public sector, be in the public eye. I mean, oh, wait a minute. Am I talking about her or am I talking about Steven Belichick? Again, like his kid's been working for him for years now. Nobody's batted an eye. That's fine. It's just he's a loyal dude who's taking care of the people around him and still runs winning programs. Like I don't know what the problem is. I don't know if you know this. The broadcast team that I hired for the Firebirds, I've known the one guy for a very long time, and that's why he got the gig first. It just so happens he's good at it. But, I just, like, you bring people in. I wouldn't be with the Firebirds if Mike Corda wasn't one of the owners and Andy Gelcher wasn't one of the other ones. Now Richie Sesnat loves me, but he didn't know who I was in the beginning. Like, you bring in the people you're comfortable with that you know how to work with if they know how to do the jobs. And with a guy who has never wanted to be in the public eye, if I was ever going to be a first-time publicist, that's probably the perfect guy to do it for. Hey, err on the side of shut up.
Yeah, this was a guy for a very long time at least in the NFL. I don't know if he's changed for college, who, if he was asked a question, he'd always say, I don't want to answer that question.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next question?
And remember, we all commented when he was out and he was just doing commentator stuff, like how great his personality actually was. So what we're all saying is an extremely successful, okay looking dude who has a good personality, got a young chick who's doing stuff for him. That's crazy. I don't know how that works. That would be, I mean, I hope I never have that kind of misfortune in my life. You guys are haters. That's all there is to it. Like
I'm not hating.
You're hating.
I'm observing.
We have one of our best listeners is a guy named Matthew Bopp. And he wrote to me on X and he said, what would your daughter's about that age? What would you do? I'm like, sure, I'd be miserable. But I don't know if you know this. I have a 21-year-old daughter. Telling her who to date would be the same as yelling at a brick wall to run a 40 yard dash. Like, she's going to do what she's going to do. I didn't raise a strong, independent woman to sit here and listen to me about everything. I'm hoping that she would go, 72 is a bit old. But again, I don't have that. You can't control your child. This isn't the 1800s. The rule of thumb no longer exists. I can't go pull a switch from a tree no wider than my thumb and beat my family with it. You have to let these people do their thing. She decided to date him. He decided to date her. They seem to be having a blast, and everybody else's panties are all tied up their cracks over it.
I changed the byline to have a question mark at the end.
There you go. All right, there you go. It's a start. We're headed in the right direction, Ryan.
Listen, I'm not going to hate on anyone. I'm not going to hate on her because she got into herself a really bad boo situation And I'm not going to hate on him because he's living his life. He's got eight, not six, 8 Super Bowl rings.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much your FU money right there. Like, yeah, I got 8 Super Bowl rings. I've got a family. I'm a successful guy.
The FU is that picture of them on the beach. Okay, that's the FU. It's like, all right, wait a minute. He's got something figured out. Look at him.
And he's still wearing the sweatshirt with the hole in it on the beach too. You gotta believe.
He's being him. He's being him. He's living.
True.
He's living. I gotta tell you, as a guy that I always hated as a pro football coach because of the Patriots and how evil they are and the cheating, I've become a fan. His post NFL life is, man, chef's kiss.
I still wonder if he's going to do that show on Underdog, because now he's a head football coach at UNC, but I doubt it now.
I don't know. He's going to do exactly what he wants to. I think the more crap like this happens, the less he's going to do. So it's like, every time there's an interview that the whole story becomes what he's not talking about as opposed to what he is talking about. When the narrative of the book is about Robert Kraft and not him, or where'd you meet your 24 or as Goz says 28-year-old girlfriend? Like, I think that's we'll see him start to turtle shell again and get back in, and not talk to anybody. But listen, it's his prerogative, and they're having fun. I'm a fan. Again, I'm with it. I'm hip. I'm with it.
I will say this to guys. Yesterday's show, you said about looking at the pictures. I actually looked at some of the pictures of them online, and I get at a weird angle. Yeah, she may not look 24. Maybe it's because it's bad lighting. Maybe it's because it's a bad angle. But if it says 24 on her license,
she's been plastering on beauty queen makeup for the last 14 years or whatever. Those pores are so fragile. Ugh.
It's always thing. A lot of people think I'm 24, but exactly right. The bad angles on a lot of photos for me. You know what? That's a great point. I didn't think about that.
You look older than me. Are you kidding me?
What? I'm a man of been aging from these children is what's happened to me.
That's what happens.
Your head is very egg shaped.
That's gonna be a screen capture.
he just did a different podcast. He did The Nest, and they sent me all these pictures of him with his eyebrows, like doing stupid stuff with his eyebrows. They're like, does he do this every show? I'm like, you think I look at him during the show? What are you? He's in another room for a reason.
Yeah, they couldn't handle this. Like Kevin Harlan once said this before, that Kevin Harlan didn't like when people had the camera on him. And we're like, why? Like, you're a great broadcaster. You have all these hits. He's like, because I feel like I have to be performative with the camera. That's why we can't have a camera on our show, because I feel like
they'd see too much.
Something right.
Well, if I knew that, I wouldn't have you guys. I wouldn't have you guys on camera right now.
No, I want to be on camera. This is for me more than anyone else.
It's that lighting in the background. It's like,
yes,
hey, it's the halo effect ish. All right, we're gonna move on to another subject. Talking about the Albany Firebirds. The 6-0 Albany Firebirds coming off of a successful road trip. Hey, there's that logo. Coming off of a successful road trip where they beat Billings and they beat Corpus Christi. I keep mispronouncing it. Corpus Christi, not Corpus Crispy, although they're now
Corpus Crispy.
Coco Crisp, former outfielder.
Coco Crisp. There you go.
There you go. Yeah, I like it.
All right. So since I have the broadcaster for the Firebirds and the team president of the Firebirds on, let's talk about this game for tomorrow night. Levack, I'm sure you guys are very excited to be home, and they're home for the next 4 games to conclude this season.
Probably 6.
Or yeah, it could be probably 6 too. But what's the team vibe right now? What's the team vibe right now going into this week against Salina?
Oh, they're great. I haven't seen them all that much this week, but I of course I talk to Coach Ware almost every day.
Right.
They're good. They're confident. They're not overconfident. They know that anything can happen any given Sunday as this week goes, and then any given Saturday for the rest of the season. But they're just a great group of guys, man. It's why we've really pushed to keep this group together. In the past and with other organizations, you see a lot of tinkering with the roster. Very little change in this roster. Coach Ware got it right the first time.
Yeah. And guys, what's your take on this team? Are you excited to be there on back in the booth on Sunday afternoon, Sunday night?
I am. It's our first time. Andrew Santillo and I have had different broadcast partners for the first 2 games. So we'll call it the OG broadcast team with Santillo, Boo Boo Santillo, and Todd McCloskey.
Boo Boo Santini.
Oh, I'm sorry, Santini. That's right. I can never read those YouTube comments on Evergreen now, so that'll be a lot of fun. A different network, so it'll be our first time on Evergreen for a live broadcast, and then not on demand. Yeah. Look, they're coming off 100 points, right? Albany put up 100 points against the Cocoa Crisp Tritons. Look, they were an undermanned squad, but somebody's got to be number 2, whether it's Nashville, Billings with the additions of Prince and Hollis, Salina. Early in the season, those games could have been in the opposite direction. They were right in the hunt for the playoffs. Do they have the dogs on the team to hang with Albany? We will find out on Sunday.
No, nobody said they could play with dogs. That's not fair.
I don't think it's Star Wars night, not pet friendly night. That's right. So we'll find out if the Liberty can hang with Albany, but it feels like after a 100-point performance, the Firebirds, again, for the rest of the season, will be the favorite in every game moving forward.
Yeah, it's Star Wars night. So how'd that come together?
It's on May 4th. May the 4th be with you.
Of course.
I've been actually pushing to do it. So back in 21, when we started running things, my number 2 was Lindsay White's, and she was for a while diehard Star Wars fan, like over the top Star Wars. Like no girl that attractive should like Star Wars the way she does. So we always pushed for it, and we were always shut down. And then this year, I've stepped out a little bit. I'm doing some things on my own that I used to let the owners handle, things like that. And we got into this one, and as soon as we knew we had to play on the 4th, Mike Porter's like, do what you want to do. Go ahead. I'm like, So we've got some specialty gear coming. Nick Menard's been doing some stuff to make sure that, the Star Wars fans in the crowd have a good time, but not overdoing it. Obviously the game is the most important thing. 7-0 is what matters. But yeah, just enough Star Wars for the fans on May the 4th, honoring the holiday, as you will.
It's true. And may the force be with you, and also your spirit. I will be wearing a.
Goz is
I will be wearing. I will be wearing my. I will be wearing a Darth Vader tie to church tomorrow, though.
That's
yeah.
Is that allowed?
Yes.
Isn't that idolic? I don't know. I don't know.
It's not idolatry. I mean, I have a rubber ducky tie in my room. I could wear that too. I could wear that.
I would go with that. I feel like that's oxymoronic, isn't it? When you wear a Darth Vader tie to church, it's like jumbo shrimp, or can't do that.
Hey, Star Wars is in itself a redemption story. The Bible's full of redemption stories itself.
That's true.
Don't question the Cardinal. Jesus, God.
Right. Oh, well, wait a second.
Oops, sorry. I didn't mean to use the Lord's name in vain.
Listen, I ain't your judge.
Are you in the running to be the Pope, by the way? I didn't want to derail this conversation.
No, I'm disqualified because
of this podcast.
Because of this podcast and because of the fact that I'm not Catholic. I'm not Roman Catholic.
What?
I'm sorry. I forget that.
I have to leave.
I forgot.
I thought you were Roman Catholic. I can't.
What is this war? What is this? The War of the Roses?
Yeah, I can't do this. I'm sorry. I must go.
All right, we're gonna take a quick commercial break.
What?
Actually, yes, it's a network mandated commercial break.
All right, I'm sorry.
It'll be very short, and we'll come back. You know what? Actually, let's talk some NBA playoffs. I know, Levack, your Knicks are in the move on to the next round of the Eastern Conference.
Yes, sir.
And also maybe dash in a little bit of Stanley Cup playoffs too, because I have some crow to eat. Honestly.
Yeah, and Goz's wagering skills took us both down last night, so we can talk about that.
Before we go to commercial, we got some comments in the comment sections. The pink can of sapness saying sports ball. Spencer saying sports are good, sports are love, sports are life, sports ball. And Jersey G saying good morning. Good morning to everyone out there.
Good morning.
Watching live. All right, let's take a quick commercial break. We'll talk NBA playoffs. Talk about the Stanley Cup playoffs, and I guess we'll wrap up things. At least on my end. I know these guys got to get out of here. They got tight windows today, but I'll reveal my favorite athlete to wear the number 31, and I got Dustin's pick too. So stick around, stay tuned, stand by for more No Credentials Required. This episode of No Credentials Required is brought to you by Invader Coffee. For the coffee lover who wants good, quality coffee with no bullshit and no filler, Invader Coffee is an ultra-premium, veteran-owned coffee company proudly delivering only the best coffee your hard-earned money can buy. They aim to only serve the highest quality, organic, air-roasted coffee beans sourced from free trade farms all over the world. They keep things simple. The best coffee at an affordable price in order to provide you with the value you deserve for your morning boost. 100% fair trade, 100% organic coffee beans, 100% air roasted, 100% money back guarantee. Visit invadercoffee.com, enter promo code BELLYUP at checkout, and receive 15% off your order. Usually I have my mug full of Invader Coffee with me on Saturday mornings, but unfortunately I ran out, so I had to go on a Dunkin' run this morning.
Yeah, I went on a Dunkin' run. I couldn't get anywhere near it, so I went to.
The
I'm
mermaid. You heard the siren, I guess.
Yes, I had to go.
But Invader Coffee, veteran-owned business, air roasted coffee. It's the best coffee your money could buy. It's a fantastic coffee company. They've been with us since damn near the beginning of No Credentials Required. Back when we started the show back in 2020, and air roasted beans, none of that acidity, not to put all that sugar and milk and stuff in your coffee. You can drink it black and it's smooth as days long. They have a variety of flavors. They got cold brew. You can buy their cold brew in cans, buy them individually or a 12-pack. You save yourself a little bit of cashola there. You can also do something really cool and really noble by buying a bag of coffee for a veteran who is currently serving abroad. That's through the that's through an organization that they go through. So put the bag in the cart. Buy yourself, do yourself something noble, for somebody who is serving abroad. Because when you're out in the battlefield fighting terrorists, keeping our country safe, you don't want crappy coffee.
When you said serving abroad, I thought you meant giving a chick coffee. I get it. Okay, all right, I'm understand.
Yes, you'll be getting Jordan Hudson's coffee from now on.
Yeah, here you go, bro. Enjoy your coffee.
Enjoy your coffee, you dingy broad. But I'm sure
Shut up and sit in the corner.
I'm sure Invader Coffee will love this spot. Anyway, but our affiliate link is in the description. You can support the show that way by ordering through our affiliate link. You could also save yourself a little bit of cash by using promo code BELLYUP at checkout for 15% off your order. You'll pay a little bit more at checkout for the shipping, but it comes to your door whether you want it whole bean, as I prefer because I like to grind my beans, or you get it ground. Either way, you still get a great cup of coffee every morning. So
hey, bro, come here and grind my beans.
Invader Coffee, links in the description, and 15% off your order with promo code BELLYUP at checkout.
Will Ryan edit this?
No. I'm pretty sure Invader Coffee. Those guys are veterans, and you gotta have a certain sense of humor when you're
hell yeah. The best. I mean, listen, man, we wouldn't
be
the
best people.
It would be La Belly Up if it wasn't for them.
It's true.
Un belly up swines.
I mean, the logo is a pig upside down. So yeah. So let's talk playoffs before you guys get out. Playoffs. Yes. We usually don't cover the NBA in this program because I'm kind of over it, and Dustin loosely follows the Mavericks. Go back on the show archives.
How dare I interrupt those? You are over it for what reason? For those tuning in just this week, what happened? Is it a political thing?
No.
All right.
No, it's mostly because it's like watching a YMCA league where you call your own fouls and nobody plays defense. That's how I feel.
It shoots threes and doesn't run back on defense.
Exactly. And then a lot of flopping too. But NBA playoffs. Let's talk about a little bit of that right now. Levack, I know you're a huge Knicks fan.
Yes.
Let's talk about your Knicks.
Eliminate
Pistons in 6. What's their problem? What do you think? Can they go all the way this year?
If they got to get past Boston, I mean that's, and I don't really think they're gonna get past Boston. I think Boston's just a superior basketball team right now. But if they get past Boston, then yeah, the sky's the limit. I don't know who you can't beat if you beat the Celtics. I got a little bit of hope with the way they played in Game 6. We need Karl-Anthony Towns to go back to being superstar Karl-Anthony Towns, but Jalen Brunson's been amazing. Finally, Mikal Bridges stepped up and played good, or played well, or whatever the proper way to say that is. So I've got a little bit of hope, but they've got to win. They got to win at Madison Square Garden, which they haven't been doing, and they got to steal one in Boston. So it's a tough road to hoe, but it's there in front of them. And if they get this done, there's going to be no tougher team to face afterwards.
Yeah, I'm looking at the bracket right now. There's a couple series in the West that it still need to be determined. Nuggets and Clippers, the 4-5 there. Rockets and Warriors.
No, Rockets
came
Warriors
back from a 3-1 deficit to tie the series at 3.
Yeah, well, because the Warriors, Goz and I were under the orange roof last night, and Goz was all fired up with his freedom, and he's like, "We should do, first to 10. We should do this. We should do that. We should." So next thing I know, like I've got $55 bets going into the first 4 minutes of the game, and I think we lost all of them. I think it was crazy.
We did race to 10. We did will both teams score within the first minute of the game.
Yep.
So those are just like, the ultimate Gen Z bets. And boy, they were over fast. It was fun while it was happening. Draymond almost got attacked. I think he did get attacked to ruin that. So.
Yeah, he like DDT'd dude. It was something. And then, the Warriors just couldn't complete their comeback in that game. Whatever. I'm done with it. I don't want to talk about it.
But yeah, looking at the Thunder swept the Grizzlies. That's kind of complete. Minnesota, the 6th seed.
Did you hear the accent come out on Ryan? Minnesota.
Yeah.
Ant-Man's the man, dude. Anthony Edwards is special. He's fun to watch. As much as you're not wrong about the lack of defense, and if you watch that Knicks Pistons series, it's kind of a throwback series. They played physical, they played tough. The refs kept their whistle in their pocket, kind of deal. But watching Anthony Edwards play is exciting. I don't care what else is going on. Watching that dude play, he goes out and he sweats and he bleeds for the full 4 periods.
Guys, not a lot of NBA talk out of you. Well, let's get your perspective on the Knicks and about this NBA playoff picture in general. The East Conference is pretty much, we've moved on to the next round.
A couple things. Back to the Rockets Warriors. I've said this to Levack that I'm glad it's a 7-game series because of the regular season. The fact that a team can win 52 games and almost get crushed by a 7 seed would have been bad for the NBA regular season fans when you're the second best team in your conference in a 7-game series. It may not be competitive, but they came back in that series. That's good for the league. Clippers Nuggets is awesome. I know we're going to get to NHL talk here in a little second too, but like if you're a Bronco fan, if you're a Denver fan, you have a realistic possibility where if the Avalanche win, they can go all the way to the Stanley Cup. And if the Nuggets beat the Clippers, they can get crushed by the Thunder and swept. That is an odd way to get excited for your teams because of which ways both those franchises can go coming up in the next series. As for the East, gosh, you start looking at the Eastern Conference, and even though Boston has been the team to beat, I've said that for months, and I won't believe Cleveland can do it until it actually happens. If you're wagering, plus 170, plus 165. If you start talking about Cleveland being the best wager on the board to win the East, it's not plus 300, it's not 18-1 like the Wolves were a couple weeks ago, but I wonder if money's starting to go on the Cavs more than the Celtics just because they're so dominant and so good. I'd like to see it happen. I'd love to see Knicks Cavs, but there's a chance the Cavaliers still is the 1 seed, still in a historically great season, are still a great bet to fire off here in May. I wouldn't do it though.
No.
Still bet.
Then it's a great bet. If he won't do it, then we should all get together and do it then. Because Goz is a little snake bit lately. Yeah,
gather our cash, go to Rivers.
Yeah, Goz is one of the streakiest wagerers I've ever met in my life. He'll go a week and a half where he can't miss, and then he'll go 3 to 4 weeks where he couldn't hit the broadside of a barn with a hand grenade. It's bad.
It's just one big waves. That's I'm betting on the ponies today. That's where I come back.
He did nail that college football playoff.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He hit that, and then I want to say, didn't you go the first? The both of us went the first 2 weeks of March, hitting NBA plays every night. But he went 3 weeks in March where I think he missed one out of 15 wagers that he did on the air. He missed one.
Crazy.
It was a very nice run. Hopefully,
He bet none of them, and if he did bet them, they were like $2. but if you were following along for a little while, you were living the good life with them.
Hopefully that college football parlay is still a thing next year. A lot of NFL futures, they won't let you like combine playoff teams and all that stuff. Hopefully they'll keep that alive. But if you're an NBA fan, yeah, it's very interesting to see where that money is going to go. And hopefully I get back on a hot streak here soon.
I do want to ask one question before we move over to the NHL real quick, because I kind of paid loose attention to the NBA playoffs, and I saw the Pacers gentlemen swept the Bucks, and Dame Lillard suffered a torn Achilles. He's out for probably all next season. I suspect. If you're the Bucks, do you blow it up?
I don't think you have a choice.
Go ahead, Levack.
I don't think you have a choice. I think because once Giannis leaves, what do you do? Because you're not getting equal player for Giannis. You're getting picks. You're going to get 4 ones and and probably like an expiring contract or something like that. I think you're going to have to, because if Dame Lillard plays, it's not going to be next year. So your Batman and your Robin are gone. So you're left with the Wonder Twins. Like, it's just not. No, I think you almost have to blow it up and start over.
It's interesting because the Bucks have definitely fallen off, and we talk about one of the key teams in the Eastern Conference, and like Philadelphia is a great example of this, right? Philly waited too long to blow it up, and they were so bad this season. The only issue I have with the talk of Milwaukee blowing it up, like you can't deal Lillard because he's got 2 years and 113 left on like $113 million he's got left.
And one Achilles or one ACL, whatever.
And one ACL, yeah, right, exactly.
One Achilles, yes.
No, one Achilles.
It would turn into what happened to John Wall at the end of his career. I believe the Rockets took on his contract and he just sat. They're like, you're hurt, you're injured, we have to pay you. You're never going to play you because we have you more money potentially. Like, so he'll just sit somewhere else. So nobody wants to trade for an injured player. But what always gets me worked up about this Bucks conversation, and I don't think it's Milwaukee specifically, but it's all about the Lakers, right? Like the moment the Lakers were bumped to the postseason, I saw the photoshops of Greek Freak in a Laker uniform. And we didn't even mention this yesterday on the show, Levack. Of course, a report comes out that LeBron was injured after they lost Game 5. I believe that's the third year in a row.
Right.
The Lakers got knocked out of the postseason, and immediately the next day there's a LeBron injury report. Like,
well, listen, Ben Roethlisberger. I mean, LeBron James was very hurt, and that's why they lost.
Yeah, like it's incredible. It happens all the time. Like, I'm assuming it's an ESPN thing or Fox, but more so ESPN, because it's like, okay, we'll use the Dodgers for an example in baseball, right? There's no salary cap in baseball. So if the Dodgers want to be aggressive or the Yankees want to be aggressive, if they've got the right prospects and another team doesn't want to pay for a future contract of a superstar player, they'll make the move. Okay, that makes sense. Football, it doesn't happen as much, but really trades in football don't happen as much, especially for marquee players and quarterbacks. Like the draft is exciting because of the way you can manage your salary cap. What drives me insane in the NBA is that there's nothing on that roster that the Lakers can trade for Greek Freak. There's nothing. And there is a salary cap. So it's like, why are we giving the Lakers the Greek Freak? Aren't the Bucks closer than the Lakers? They got bumped in the same round. And
I can tell you why.
Yeah.
Because the Lakers have always had a big man in the middle.
Yeah.
Going all the way back to the 1950s and 40s with George Mikan in the middle. Then you bring in Will Chamberlain, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Shaquille O'Neal, Anthony Davis. Giannis is next. I have to think if they can afford it with whatever draft capital they have. I don't know if they don't have a first round pick until what, 2030 now?
Right.
So what are you gonna do?
Yeah.
2030 to 2034, their first round picks there.
Meanwhile, the Knicks have 3. They have 2 in 2026, and they have 1 in 2028. So I'm just saying, a little Greek Freak next to the big cat. I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Jim.
I heard that 2034 draft pick could be in play. That means the kid who selected that year would be a senior when my 4-year-old son Rex is a freshman. So that's what we're talking about here potentially with those.
Tell Rex to start doing his work. Let's get some layup drills going. Come on now.
Yeah,
like in the
growing.
For all we know.
I still see your sons as being hockey players. I don't know why.
Oh no, those meatheads are going full. That's their linemen. I don't know offense or defense yet. I think, well, actually, what is it? Wes is super smart. Wes is going to be a quarterback. Yeah, because what you can tell Wes is Stewie. Like Wes is sitting there going, "Hello, fat man," every time he sees me. What are you doing here, fat man? You got my money, fat man? So the kid's got it figured out.
Yeah, smart. He's got it up here.
All right.
He takes after mom.
We're not going to see a Goslowski Hughes brothers rivalry. I guess that's darn.
Not unless. Guys, yeah, can you picture? Hockey is the weak spot of Levack and Goz. Like we like hockey, we don't love hockey. You love hockey, we don't talk about it. Can you imagine? It's going to be hard enough to get guys to go sit at like a baseball game on a random Saturday morning. Football is passion. He'll volunteer to help run the football teams. The Babe Ruth, the Pop Warners of the world. Like getting him to go sit in an ice rink on a Saturday, Sunday morning, or pay to travel. Unless the lovely and talented Jordan Goslowski, not to be confused with Jordan Hudson, unless she decides it's the case, they're not playing hockey.
Jordan Goslowski is taller,
far taller. Yes,
yes.
And no one questions how she got where she is. They question why she chose what she chose. And listen, I'm single. I don't know. I can say what I want, but he's one of us is married to a D2 volleyball athlete. The other one is trolling bars. I'm just saying. So take my barbs for what they are.
Which will transition to hockey, right? I mean, wow. We might as well.
Have you watched Shoresy?
Yes, I love Shoresy.
Oh, God, you gotta watch Shoresy.
I still have to watch season 4.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, you do. Yeah, you do. Yeah, they do. It's really good. It's interesting. There's 4 seasons of Shoresy, but we're only into part 2 of the story.
Yeah. Have you guys watched Super Duper Bunny League? There was a new episode this morning on Nickelodeon. I don't know if you guys watched it. No.
No, I slept in.
Can't say that I have.
All right. Fine.
What is Super Duper Bunny League? I mean, fill me in, please.
Well,
he doesn't even want to know.
What happened was there was a
bad. What had happened?
He was an inventor type man. He had an invention that he was going to build superheroes, but he sent the thing the wrong way, and it infected 5 bunnies. So now all 5 bunnies are now superheroes, and they become the Super Duper Bunny League. And it's Nickelodeon's new show.
So it's like Paw Patrol, but with bunnies.
Well, I would say more of the Avengers, more of like quality superheroes.
Have you seen Super Pets, where the DC they get all the DC powers, like Kevin Hart's a voice, Rock's a voice?
Yeah, I saw that once.
It's like that with bunnies, apparently, right?
It's a new era of television on Nickelodeon. So, guys, if you get a chance, check that out too.
Yeah, let's not get left behind on this one, Ryan.
I'll do my best. Pucks, Stanley Cup playoffs. The East is settled. We go to the next round. West, we still have 2 series that are tied up at 3. One of them happened last night. The Blues beating the Jets.
Damn it. Sorry, I just wanted to be involved.
Wait, Ryan, I'm sorry to interrupt your show as usual. I have a question for you about the East.
Okay.
What is hockey?
Are the Maple Leafs the most cursed franchise currently in all the 4 major professional sports? Does this need to be the Maple Leafs' year to break the curse? Are they not the most cursed?
They are the franchise the franchise in NHL has the longest Stanley Cup drought. The last one was in 1967. It's been over 20,000 days since they won the Stanley Cup, if I'm not mistaken. I wouldn't say they're cursed. Like, they're going to the next round. They're playing Florida in the next round. And I'm with my New Jersey Devils being out of the playoffs. They were gentlemen swept by those jerks, the Hurricanes.
I hate the gentleman sweep. I think it's the dumbest phrase in sports.
Well, you heard it here. No credentials required.
No, I know. And I know people say it. And I'm not mad at you for saying it. I'm mad that it was invented. It's not a sweep. You didn't get swept. Like, you lost a game.
You lost 4 of them.
Well, yeah, but somebody won 1 against you. Like, you know what I mean? Like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah,
right. You know what I mean. It's just you won decidedly. That's what you did. But you didn't.
It's been 21,186 days since.
What is this, rent?
21,186 days. Since the Toronto Maple Leafs won the Stanley Cup. There you go. Here's your musical number for the show.
There you go.
I wouldn't say
alert. If you remember, they actually solved the cure to AIDS at the end of that movie, if I'm not mistaken. At the end
was it copious amounts of cash injected into the bloodstream?
That's right. So you've seen the movie and the
No, I've seen South Park.
Yeah, a shot of Magic Johnson blood,
Yes.
and then you're good to go.
AIDS burger in paradise.
This seat's uncomfortable. My ass is falling asleep.
You were asking about the Western Conference NHL playoffs as we
No,
transition.
well, I was gonna answer your question.
Oh.
Don't hijack me again. No, the Maple Leafs are not cursed, but they are playing Florida in the next round of the playoffs, and I pity them because Florida will get down deep and they'll get down dirty. They got Matthew Tkachuk and Brad Marchand. One of those guys is trouble. Two of those guys on the ice at the same time is outrageous. And even though Toronto's a higher seed, I think Florida will take this 1-6. And the curse lives on.
Ooh.
Or the drought lives on. I don't want to say curse, but drought. Aw.
Drogo.
So yeah, the Western Conference, we got 2 Game 7s. One's tomorrow, one's Sunday. I have to eat some crow because a couple weeks ago did a playoff preview with another Belly Up host, and I said that actually we both the gentleman I had on, Brent, we kind of agreed that the Los Angeles Kings would dismiss the Edmonton Oilers rather quickly. It looked good for the first 2 games, and then Game 3, Game 4, Game 5, and Game 6 happened, and the Oilers are advancing to play Vegas in the next round. So I have to mea culpa, not mea culpa, but just eat some humble pie in that.
Is that like what's his name? Connor David? What's his name? Who's the good player there?
Connor McJesus? Yes.
Yeah. Is that because you hate him? Is that why you went against them?
No, because I thought Edmonton's defense was suspect and their goaltending was awful.
Okay.
Well, wait a second. Isn't this the same? I know it's 1 year removed. Isn't that the same Edmonton team who got to the Stanley Cup Finals last year, who almost had an historic comeback down to Florida?
This is the same Edmonton.
Maybe I'm forgetting it. Didn't Edmonton also go on an historic run during last year's regular season? Didn't they?
Yes.
Okay, and they got that bad that fast? What were you two thinking? Dumb, terrible decision. Eat that crow. Eat it up.
No. Crow Armstrong. You have to eat Crow Armstrong.
Dorogron's disturbed.
He's like, what? He's not a crow? Let's go.
I mean, there are some wager. We're not a wager show. We don't do betting on the show because
losers.
That's right. We're losers.
How can you ever win? Bet. I don't get it. Anyways.
Yeah, we don't typically bet in the show, but if you had to take any of the still eligible teams playing in the Stanley Cup playoffs right now, I'm gonna take a crapshoot and ask because I know, like I said, I don't know. You guys don't really talk about pucks that much on your show. Is there any team that you're looking at that kind of sticks out to you?
I think it'd be amazing if it was the Maple Leafs in the Stanley Cup. I know you're picking against them in the next round. That makes sense because Florida's been there. Obviously won it last year and it's been a successful franchise. I think it'd be fun if we got the Avalanche in it. As the internet calls them, have you seen this nickname, the McChicken Nugget with McKinnon? I don't know if you've seen him called McChicken Nugget at some point. Nuggets are his scoring. Nathan McKinnon. So I'd like to see the Avalanche. And I know your Devils are still into last time I checked.
No, they got beaten 5 by Carolina.
When?
This week.
What about Bill Spalding, our boy?
Your boy Bill Spalding's going golfing.
Yeah, I saw that. All right, we're going Leafs and Avalanche. Then that would be my pick.
I'm either going to go with the Blueberry Bulldogs.
That's
the Vegas
Blueberry
Knights.
Bulldogs.
or the Vegas Knights. I like watching the Knights play. Vegas is a cool happening scene. It's good to see them be good as frequently as they are. I was going to just randomly say the Jets just for the fun of it, but no, Vegas Knights, man. Let's go. I'm actually going to bet Vegas Knights, Yankees, and Chargers in a championship 3-way parlay and see what happens.
Ooh. Oh boy.
Goz broke something.
Goz broke something.
Fine, it's not mine. Well,
it is now. You broke it.
Yeah. I had to explain to Dr. John why you're messing up his desk.
Nah, he'll be.
He ain't there.
For funsies, yes, I said funsies. It would be kind of cool to see the Washington Capitals win the Stanley Cup, considering the ride we had with Alexander Ovechkin this past year with the great chase.
What are you, a Russian lover? You communist?
I got a question about Ovechkin for you.
Is he still drunk?
Well, that was my follow-up. Yes.
Could he kill a bear with a slap shot?
Is he still drunk?
Possibly. I mean, it's been 7 years, so the Russian drunk goes on for a while. I understand.
I know he broke the all-time goals record this season. I understand he's one of the great players in history, but he is old. He's got gray in the beard. I saw somebody say that Ovechkin at this point in the postseason, his impact is he's just an old guy on the bench eating Doritos, and they just throw him out there once in a while. Like, with all respect to the Capital Cup for kids people, they're not that far off to Ovechkin's impact. Is that too much of a stereotype for what Ovechkin's impact is now?
First of all, it's Cheetos, so get it right. And it's usually with a Subway sandwich.
That's right. Okay.
Cheetos are the Russian Doritos. So
right.
Shout out to our listeners in Russia. I would say no, because I didn't think that the guys on the bench would rally. They're rallying around Ovechkin. They want to get another cup for him before he ends his career. I know when the league came back in 2005, after the lockout, after the season got canceled, which is still a great injustice in my mind, but can't go back in time. Ovechkin and Sidney Crosby were going to carry the league for the foreseeable future, and they did. But then you're adding in Connor McDavid, you're adding in Nathan McKinnon, who from what I understand, if he wins another Stanley Cup, he's going to put some dressing on his post-game salad. So I would say it's unfair it would be unfair to think that they're just carrying him so he gets all his goals. He's been in the league for a long time for a reason, scoring all those goals, because he's effective from the left face-off dot. They should just call it the Ovechkin space or the Ovechkin dot from now on. That's where he scores the most goals from. So I think it'd be unfair to say that they're just rallying. They're just stick him in the ice when they need a goal. Obviously, that's what this purpose is for. He has more goals and assists in his career. But I think they're just rallying around him because they know he's the older guy in the room. He's been to a cup. He's won a cup before, and they want to do it for him again before he ends his career.
Okay.
But yes, it would be entertaining to get another summer of Ovechkin going again. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah, I don't hate that idea. That sounds fun.
Yeah. All right. I know you guys are in a tight schedule.
East Ave. That's my pick. That's my pick for the Derby. East Ave. Taking a long shot.
Okay.
Yeah, taking the long.
I guess we're doing play of the day here on No Credit Required.
Sandman. I'm listening to my father. I'm betting a gray horse. I'm taking the Sandman. I wanted Rodriguez so bad. I hope he wins with the Belmont or Saratoga this year.
Is Mariano Rivera the jockey?
Maybe.
That would be hysterical if the jockey was Mariano Rivera.
That'd be a big jockey.
Well, I'm talking about like a smaller dude named Mariano Rivera.
Oh,
gosh, stereotype much there, Ryan.
I was told size didn't matter. Was the motion of the jockey.
I don't know what crowd you're hanging out with, but
this is one of my.
I don't know what crowd you're hanging out with.
I'm not hanging at all. That's the problem.
This is one of my favorite appearances in the.
And on that note,
I wanted it more.
Our blood type is Sam Seasonal.
Next Tuesday, we're gonna see you live and in living color.
Yes, you are. But in the meantime, let me go ahead and get you guys squared away here. Promote your stuff. Where other people can find you. Levack, I'll start with you. Where can people find you?
On X at the Jeff Levack, but most importantly, Sunday, tomorrow, 4:00 at the MVP Arena when your Albany Firebirds take on the Salina Liberty, looking to go 7-0, baby. Let's get this thing going. May the 4th be with you.
Always. Gozzy Bear, where can people find you?
You can find me on X at whoisRyanMCC. Is that not mine? Oh,
no, that's not yours.
No.
TOMGOZZ. That would be mine. I'm sorry.
He got so close to the camera too. It's kind of frightening. He's like, you can find me behind you.
you.
Here. I'm right behind you. I'm Batman.
You won't ever remember or forget what.
We need to do a Halloween special and just do ghost stories, man.
That would be that'd be a fun episode. That'll be a fun episode.
I'm
Well,
in.
you guys I know you guys got busy stuff going on.
Where do we find you?
Right here, my friend.
Oh,
At Goz. Oh no, that's fine.
At Drunk Ovechkin. That's where you can find me.
I'm cleaning Goz's head.
Bye, Ryan.
Bye, guys. Thanks, Ryan.
Guys. All right. Thanks, guys.
Sorry, Invader Coffee.
All right. So we're going to wrap up the show with our favorite athletes to wear the number 31. I reached out to Dustin for his. Of course, we got to bring out the old bat signal here because he picked his favorite team. Homer alert! For his favorite athlete player number 31, and he picked himself from the Seattle Seahawks, Cam Chancellor. And Cam Chancellor, if you're a Seahawks fan, you know that he was such an important part of the Legion of Boom defense that dominated the NFC for pretty much his entire stay while he was in Seattle. Plays his entire career in Seattle, 168. Sorry, let me just go back here. 12 interceptions and no touchdowns, but he had 607 tackles for his career, and he was elected to the Pro Bowl 4 times. Won a Super Bowl championship in New Jersey or New York City area in the Super Bowl in 2011. I want to say. I forgot when the Super Bowl was. Let's find out. Seattle Seahawks. 2014. Wow, I was way off. 2014 was a part of the team that won Super Bowl 48 and was an integral part of the Legion of Boom in the backfield with Earl Thomas. And I'm sure Dustin will be and Richard Sherman. And I'm pretty sure that I'm not doing Cam Chancellor justice because Dustin's not here to defend his boy or sing the praises of his boy, but Cam Chancellor, that's who Dustin chose. And as for me, I chose, and yes, I'll play it again. Another Homer alert. My number 31 is Chris Terreri of the New Jersey Devils. New Jersey Devils American goaltender. Chris Terreri played at, I want to say, the University of Providence University. I think I'm correct because he was actually drafted by the man who was the athletic director at Providence College, not university, Providence College. Was actually, I think he was on the team that went to the 1985 National Championship and played RPI and lost to RPI in that National Championship game. So Chris Terreri played for the New Jersey Devils, wore that ball hockey helmet, if I remember correctly. And Providence, Rhode Island born, played for Providence College from 1982 to 1986. Was again part of the team that went to the national championship game and was eliminated by RPI. They lost in the championship game in RPI. Drafted by the New Jersey Devils in the 1983 entry draft, but went to Providence College. Played a chunk of his career with the New Jersey Devils, primarily with the New Jersey Devils. He played from 1986 until 1996 when he was traded to San Jose. Stayed with San Jose for a couple of seasons, went to Chicago, went back to New Jersey, finished his career with the New York Islanders in 2001. He's also part of the there's a 2-time Stanley Cup winner, 1995 Stanley Cup winner, also part of the 2000 team that won the Stanley Cup. Even though it says 1-time Stanley Cup winner on Hockey Reference, he was on the 2000 team that won the Stanley Cup, and only played 12 games that year. But again, your favorites are here. Your favorites are. I know some people in the crowd are saying, "But what about Mike Piazza?" Listen, I like Mike Piazza, but for my money, it's Chris Berg. I think this guy who I kind of wound up growing up watching hockey. It's one of the New Jersey Devils are the team that got me into hockey. Right? So that's why I typically have when it comes to different numbers, 26, 30, 27, 4, 3. I say 3. So, but those are my guys. Those are the guys I grew up watching. They got me into hockey. Wayne Gretzky was the conduit. New Jersey Devils helped me stay a fan. So Chris Terreri, number 31, he's my favorite athlete. We're the number 31. Let me know in the comments if you're watching the replay on Billy Up Sports, who your favorite athlete to wear the number 31. All right, we're gonna wrap things up here. This edition of No Pressure Required on Saturday morning, the Saturday brunch edition, shorter edition, because I had to get Levack and Goz. They had a very tight window. Dustin's not here, so usually I'm here to chat it up. He'll be back on Tuesday. Don't forget, we start our movie series, our summer movie series, no ticket required. And that starts later this month on the 24th. And we'll start with the movie reviews. And I'm at my Google Docs right here just to remind you what we're watching for 2025. And this is what we're gonna watch. We actually had to replace one movie. We replaced Any Given Sunday. So we got a new movie coming up that time. So here's the list of what we're going to watch this summer. You can watch the movie and then join us the following Tuesday to review that movie with us. So on May 27th, or May 24th, excuse me. May 27th. Man, keep going forward when I don't need to. On the calendar, May 27th, we'll be reviewing Draft Day with Kevin Costner. On June 3rd, we're reviewing Seabiscuit because that week is the Belmont Stakes in Saratoga, New York. June 10th, Youngblood with Rob Lowe, Patrick Swayze, and Reeves. On the 17th, the Blue Chips. On the 24th, No Holds Barred. July 1st, Invictus. July 8th, we originally scheduled Any Given Sunday, but we decided we're going to switch it up. We're going to watch Varsity Blues. So Varsity Blues will be on the 8th of July. On the 15th, which is the All-Star, which is the same day as the All-Star game, we'll review The Rookie with Dennis Quaid. On the 22nd, The Natural will be joined by a special guest who will get close to the date. And then finally, to wrap things up, on the 29th, Remember the Titans. And we'll also have some bonus content also when Happy Gilmore 2 comes out. Happy Gilmore 2 comes out on July 25th. So we might do some bonus content. I've also been kind of going back in the archives on Netflix. I've been watching Last Chance U again. So you may see some bonus content on the No Credential Required page doing a revisit of Last Chance U, kind of doing a Where Are They Now. I got a chance to sit down and talk with Brittany Wagner back in 2021. So that's in the archive. Tommy, I meant to send her a T-shirt after just saying, as I said, to say thank you for being a part of the program. But unfortunately, I didn't get to send that T-shirt. So also, we'll be taking a hiatus in August. I forgot to mention this last week. We're taking a brief hiatus in August from August 10th to the 22nd. Our usual 2-week break before we ramp up our NFL coverage, and we're going to pre-tape some bonus content. We'll be revisiting The Last Dance. We'll be doing parts 1 through 5 one week, and parts 6 through 10 the other week. We'll be revisiting that. I know you're asking yourself, Ryan, why are you revisiting these now? Look, Last Chance U is one of my favorite Netflix documentary series. COVID kind of killed that. The Last Dance is probably one of my favorite docuseries, period. And if you haven't watched The Last Dance, I encourage you to watch it. I also encourage you to watch Last Chance U. Just be careful of language for both of them. If you're someone who has kids in the room or want to watch it with their kids, you shouldn't watch it with your kids. If you're watching Last Chance U or The Last Dance with your kids, you gotta watch out for the language. So that's gonna do it. Actually, before we go, again, Dustin will be here back on Tuesday. We'll talk some baseball. On Saturday, we're gonna have a segment from the rest of the baseball season. We'll announce that on Tuesday. We'll announce who's gonna be a part of the panel on Saturday mornings with us. But in the meantime, I'm gonna get out of here. Follow us. As a reminder, follow us on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Just search for No Catches Required. And also, don't forget to check out our other podcasts and written articles on BellyUpSports.com. On the podcast side, subscribe to the podcast wherever you find podcasts, including Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Spreaker, Amazon Music, iHeart, TuneIn, and Pandora. And also, don't forget to hit the notification bell on Twitter and on YouTube. That way, you know when the live show goes up, when show announcements go up, and also when we have clips from our show go on our YouTube page or other content like bonus content we're going to have fairly in the near future. So thanks again. Thanks to Levack and Goz for joining me for an hour today, talking all sorts of sports. We talked about Bill Belichick and his relationship. We talked about Albany Firebirds, about the NBA and the NHL and the Stanley Cup playoffs. So thanks to Levack and Goz taking time out of their Saturdays. Don't spend that 69 cents. Don't spend that 69 cents all at once, boys. But again, thank you for joining us. No credentials required, where you don't need a press pass. Talk sports. We are presented by Belly Up Sports. My name is Ryan McCarthy. Again, Justin will be back on Tuesday, 6:30 Eastern. Enjoy your weekend. Great weekend in sports. Enjoy it. Doesn't matter which sport you watch. Just take some time to watch the sports, hang out with your family, and just have a good time. Until Tuesday, great weekend. And apologies to my co-host. Good morning, everybody.